Hi, my name is Lesley Kendall, and I'm a registered dietitian at Schneck Medical Center. This is just some olive oil that I've put in the skillet, and we're going to make a one-pan Italian chicken. And this is the chicken that's already pre-diced, and we're going to just brown this. So the recipe calls for 3 chicken breasts. These were a little on the large side, so this is about 1.5 chicken breasts. We're going to add a lot of vegetables, so I think that this should be enough chicken. I'm going to add some garlic. This is about 4 cloves. And you can make this in a regular skillet. I just decided to use electric skillet because I wanted to add a lot of bright colored vegetables to the recipe and want to make sure I had enough room to stir everything. So for this recipe, I've prepared the vegetables ahead of time, and you can use really any vegetables that you like, fresh or frozen. If you're looking for a shortcut, frozen vegetables will work just fine. The original recipe calls for a package of button mushrooms, 1 red pepper chopped, 1 small red onion chopped, a half of a bunch of asparagus chopped, 1 zucchini, but since asparagus is not in season, I decided to do 2 zucchini instead. And then we'll have a seasoning of Italian seasoning with balsamic vinegar and some fresh basil and Parmesan to finish out the recipe. Now the original recipe has 2 cups of cooked quinoa to go with it. That you could use any pasta or rice, or if you're looking for a low carb recipe, you can just eat the chicken and the vegetables on their own. You don't have to have a grain if you don't want it. Flip this chicken because it looks like it's getting good and brown on the bottom side. So as that is getting close to being done, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. And 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. I'll check one of these larger pieces of chicken to see if it is done in the middle, and it looks like it. So we'll go ahead and add our vegetables. So again, this is a package of mushrooms and red pepper and zucchini. And then we've got our red onion. We just want to Get all of that seasoning to coat everything. And it will take probably 5 to 10 minutes for these vegetables to get done. Try to chop them a fairly uniform size so they get done at about the same time. And then we've also got 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh basil. And if you don't have any basil, you can always use dried basil. It's 2 tablespoons of fresh, but if you're using the dried, just remember that it's dehydrated, so it usually will only take about 1/3 of the amount for the same flavor. So some other vegetables that would work really well with this recipe would be like a yellow squash or like a cherry or grape tomato would be really good in this as well. If you're looking for a shortcut, you could use a mix of frozen vegetables like California blend. Another shortcut would be to use just drizzle Italian dressing over the vegetables and the meat rather than doing the balsamic vinegar and the Italian seasoning. Just give it a little bit quieter flavor using the Italian dressing, but it would work really well. So we're just going to let this simmer until the zucchini starts to become a little bit soft. So we'll turn this down to about medium heat. Continue to let it simmer about 5 to 10 minutes. And so as you can see here, the zucchini is starting to get a little softer. So it's almost done. And we're going to add as the finishing touch 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And that will just go over the top to melt. And then you can serve as it is or add to your favorite pasta or rice or quinoa. And it's that easy.